Is up YouTube and other places. How you doing? Today we have a very pretty 300 actually. It's a little bit of a wide boy, which is super cool. I don't normally see it. But we're going to be doing 5% on the sides, the back, and 35 on the full windshield. So we got quite the project today. We're going to be using our Pro Classic from Geo. We're going to make it look pretty. It's going to be nice and dark. Really like yesterday's stream, we're going to make it pretty dark, but we're just adding the windshield, so it'll be even darker. So, cheers. It is 9:30 in the morning. I should be way more awake right now because I usually start at 9. But, you know, I'm just enjoying my Tint Wiz coffee. We are... What are we? We're 3 minutes from market open, too. So this should be fun. I wish I had a way to put the ticker on the screen. What's up, Tint Pro? To Harley Guy, top of the morning. You would say that. Easy to remove those sweeps. It's like, good morning. Make sure you remove the sweeps. They're easy. No, they're easy to tuck, too. I love you, bro. Aw, you're sweet. I just find it funny how often that comes up. Oh, I forgot to look into drone batteries yesterday. I didn't do that. My batteries are charged, though. I'll do that every day. I know. I know you guys do. You can come here, and you can hang out and remove my door panels for me. Do you use a plotter? No. No, it's just one of those things that doesn't make sense here. Clean as fuck. Mine do, too. Everybody's like... I don't know. I think people get this impression that if you tint it without removing the panels, it's like it turns out like garbage. Is Pro Nano easy to shrink? Surprisingly, yes. And quicker. All right, I get it. You like removing door panels. What the fuck? I didn't say that. No, it's it's like it's implied in a way. It's just like the way I read it. It's like it's better, it's quicker, it's faster, and it's like, God damn it. You guys are very passionate about it. I bought a clay bar from you, which works great. Any suggestions on storing it? I keep it in the container and it becomes a pain to get out. Yeah, and that goes with all of them. They stick to plastic like a son of a bitch. If you clean the clay out of it, you can actually you can cut out little tint pieces and stick them in there, and it won't stick near as much. I do another thing too, but you gotta understand, I'm in a colder state. So I would either wrap it up in a wet cloth. Oh, market open. We're dropping, boys. Oh, she's tanking. On what volume? What volume are we? 200K in volume. Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. I'll come and show you how it's done. You gotta hang out here for like a good couple months and show me on like a wide range of vehicles. Cause like I get it on a handful of them, but there's like, it's those little differences on a lot of different types of vehicles. And then that comes in with a regular workflow. Oh yeah, but what I was saying, this is my little clay jacuzzi. It's a little food storage container. So it's cold right now. So I just put warm water in the morning and probably a couple times during the day. And then I leave it in here. And then I empty the water at night and then this is where I store my clay bar right now. It's what I do all day long. I see it, I like it, I take it apart. You guys done remove the entire window? No. We're talking about door panels. Oh, we still red today. Why are we red? All right, for those of you that don't know, when market open is very volatile, and if you see like a big old red line straight down in the morning, what you want to do is also pay attention to the volume that's associated with it. There's only 300K in volume. This stock trades at like, I don't know, on a busy day, it would be 20 to 30 million. Busier would be 20 to 30 million. So that little red streak there, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. But it could end up red on the day. Who knows? 'Twas a joke. Oh. I get red jokes in Microsoft Sam voice, so it's like, you guys done take the entire window. I actually read that one after I was talking. Where are you at in Michigan? I'm in the Sterling Heights area, outside of Detroit. Not in Detroit, but not too far away. It's the most iconic thing that's close enough. Nobody's going to know Sterling Heights, Tint City studio. But yes, those 300 series. I get it. All right, we're going to get started. With something's up, what happened to your hair? I shrunk it. Like, I'm in Oakland Country. Oakland County. It read it to me like Oakland. Oh, no, you did type Oakland Country. Okay, I was going to say. I know Oakland County. How much to tint 4 windows on a Lancer? Oh, you got a Lancer? Of course you'd be watching with a Lancer. Hang on. I don't... Oh, you know what I'm thinking? What year? What year's your Lancer? That should be no big deal. I'm getting confused with... What's the other? Eclipse. I think I'm getting confused with the Eclipse. The Lancer should be just standard pricing. But if you tell me the year, that would also help, just to be sure. 2008? Oh, yeah, you'd be fine. The sides and the back would be 240. Yeah, the Lancer's 4 doors. The Eclipse is like the son of a bitch one. There's like certain years with some of these that are like way harder than others. Mitsubishi isn't really a car company you hear much anymore. And there's just a couple that really stand out, but you'd be fine with that one. That'd be sweet. Hopefully it's not black, because then it would like stand out on stream too, so. So much shit on top of your head? That's what makes the tint jobs turn out so good. Oh, 8? That's not too bad. I mean, it is old now, but it's a Lancer, so the way I run that scale is like, yeah, it's older, but being it's a Lancer, he probably cares about his Lancer more than a regular 08, so I'm betting it's a little cleaner. Probably with some stickers, though. This is what you need. You need all this stuff to tint windows now, don't you know? All right, okay, we gotta text the crazy link. And then we'll get started. There's my stream. Thank you, YouTube. Okay. Share. Copy link. And then... But this is like one of those things you don't really... Oh, wait. No. call that one. Here is the link to the stream. Smiley. Paste. Right? This is good. Okay, cool. We're gonna get started now. Does my stream work? That's the other question. Uno. Wow. That camera is like on point. Dos. Oh, that one's working too. GoPro. Yes. We are ready. We can get started. How are y'all doing today? I hope well. The coffee is kicking in now. The problem becomes... Uh-oh. Super chat already? What are you guys doing? Sub. You're new here. Thank you for the $2. I really appreciate that. What's up, sub? What's up is the squeegee from yesterday. Where do we put that? Oh, it's here. I feel it. It's right here. Aha! I knew it. Sub. I like the name. DC Customs and Detailing. What's up? The funny... Do you guys have shops in your local area with, like, really long names? Those might... Like, okay, sorry, I don't know why your name specifically reminds me of this, but, like... I guess it's not super long, but I think one of the funniest things to me was always, like, when... I love him, but my dad's shop, he put he would put Outfitters on the end of the name. So it was like Auto Ameristar Outfitters or something like that. And he felt like that really described the business. And then, so when we opened what's called Auto Tint City, it was like Auto Tint City, and then he like slapped Outfitters on the end of it. It's like Auto Tint City Accessories and Outfitters. It's like something to that effect, and it's like, oh. So it's like for here, Detroit, Window Tint Vital, PPF, Taillight Tint Studio. It's not, it's just window tint. What's up? I'm just trying to wake up. I'm from New York. Do you have subs in your car? Sub. Wish I was rich like Mr. Beast so I could randomly give you 100 grand. You know, I gotta say, I definitely agree with you on that one. I wish you were rich like Mr. Beast too, just so I could get 100 grand. And then YouTube can take 30%. That one would hurt really bad. He's crazy. He's not even doing anything that's... He's just very dedicated. And his extreme dedication is paying off tenfold. It's crazy. All right, 140 grand. Okay, deal. Now you get to work. Do you know how he got started? He just started doing extreme things. He would, but like extreme and like who the hell would do that type of thing? So he would like count to 100,000 or like 1,000,000 or something like that. And it would take him like 8 hours to do. And you skip through the video and he did it. It's a whole thing. He just sat there in front of the camera nonstop. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how he got his start. And then he would take pretty much like any sponsor money and dump it into the next video. And that snowballs really quickly. Because most people would take money and then obviously roll that into something else. Not just the video, they'd like live on it and shit, but he'd just like, you know, if he managed to get like 5K, he'd put all of it into the video. I'm checking this. There's some schmutz. What percent? We are doing, morning man, love the glass aid. Oh, glad to hear it. We are doing 35 on the full windshield, and we're doing 5 on the rest of it. So this is going to be a dark one. I never see these. New York State inspection stickers. This is what they have to take off all the time in New York. And you have to get yearly inspection stickers. We don't have those here. So, thankfully, this is not the norm for me. But this would drive me crazy on every windshield. Whoa! Super chat. Thank you. Have you ever used the bottom loading tool? Which bottom loading tool? What are your thoughts? I haven't. Whatever it is, but I am curious to know which one you're talking about. Like, because like people are asking about expels yesterday. Good God. They just make these easy tool? Okay, so that's the expel one, right? Like the black one that looks like the food tray. Hey, Tint Pro. Hey, look, your seal's already coming out. Expel, okay. Actually, I have used it once, very briefly. I didn't like it, but I didn't give it a fair shake, so. My initial impressions of it was okay, so the problem that I had, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, was you need to know how to use it. Yeah. So it was thick. And I have no reason to do it on a car like this. So the only cars I would ever want to use it on are ones with tight seals. Because if they're a loose seal, I'm not just going to bottom load the thing. So if you want to just bottom load cars like this, that's why I'll just use this anyways. It's not anything crazy. I think is this in wrong? Dude, they put the seal back in wrong. Okay, are you happy now, Tint Pro? I took a seal out. They put it in wrong. That's what they did. It was upside down. It's supposed to go in this way. Well, there you go. We're going to leave that one out then. So, it's like a thicker metal. And I don't want to scare anybody out of like using it or anything, but it seemed to like almost rub on the glass. It was like really pressed up against it. So I think on regular domestic vehicles it would be fine. I'm not sure how it would fare with like Audis and stuff like that though. So if anybody has experience using it on stuff like that and they say that it works great, then just a matter of getting used to it. That might be the only one that we pull, though. Guys, you took the gasket out. It was installed upside down. half falling out anyways, so I'm fixing it for him. But I just learned how to take this one out, so. I think the most ironic thing is that I was arguing with Tint Pro about pulling the seals. Like, this is how it should look. And this is fine. You see how much room I got here? That's fine. I don't need to take that out. So we're not. The only reason the other one's out is because it was already broken. So we're gonna put it back in, and it will be unbroken. But for the sake of making one person gleeful in chat, we're gonna leave it out while I two-stage it, which will make him sad. Even the clips are back. You see that? That shouldn't be like that. That should be over here. So like the whole thing is like pried back. These clips should definitely be over the thing. I don't know if I'd have to, I don't know if I'd have to take apart the door panel to do that part though. Somebody did something to the door panel though, for sure. It doesn't look damaged, it just looks poorly reinstalled. If I roll the window down, I can pop it over. Because if that's the case, I'll fix it. Then I'll charge $300, because this is a 300. Once you're done, roll the window down. So do you have to like pop that back panel? Or do you have to pop that panel to get those seals out? Just like pop them over that lip? It's the most expensive car? $300. No, I'm just kidding. I think it was a McLaren. The McLaren or fuck, what was the other one? It was an Aston. I had an Aston DBS and a McLaren in the same day. Both of them were like actually really easy. The McLaren was kind of goofy because of the swing up doors, like those Lambo style doors. But ironically, I could have pulled the panels on, or pulled the seals on that one too. God damn it. You're hitting the lottery today. What is that? Overspray. This is just such a weird day already. What has today become? It's just a 300. Bottom load, no shrink needed. I know. You guys love your bottom loading and no shrinking. There's something stuck there. I gotta look at what that is. Shit, I missed a question about glass aid too. I totally forgot what it was. I like half heard glass aid. Have you ever had liability issues tinting a full windshield? Oh, for sure. I've messed up some BCMs before. That's how you learn. That's how you learn how to towel things off better. There's actually like a slight worry with the 300s too. So like actually most Chryslers are like my most popular windshields. Chrysler, like the whole Fiat Chrysler lineup, so like Rams and all that. Chargers, 300s, Rams. They put BCMs in dangerous places. Durangos, same thing. Cherokees, I think. So all of those, they put like BBCMs in like dumb spots where water runs to, and then it'll fry it. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to protect it. So like those speaker grills, stuff like that, keep all that like toweled off. Or like blocked off with towels and stuff. Oh, these little vents, like you just want to be really careful. Huh? Where do you get that tape from? Oh! Glass Aid. Did it post it? It should have posted it. Ken with the 5. I remember from yesterday. Lumar took the rest of my stimulus change, or my stimulus time for change. You know, DTE Energy keeps calling me. Dude, you need to send the film back, or you need to reinvest the film in tinting, and then everything that you made from that, which will be more than the stimulus money, then you roll over into Super Chat. So you have a chance for a redemption. I bought Glass Aid once, and it was just the clay bar. Oh, it says, so Glass Aid is if you bought the clay bar by mistake and thought you were getting the roll, so the Glass Aid is technically the brand, and then one has the tape and then the clay bar. So there are 2 Glass Aid products. Bro, you look like a fucking cyborg. Sick. You gotta. If you want to tint windows now, this is what you gotta do. Got my little no, it's not even an inspection, like. All right, where's GME at? Oh, it's just kind of doing whatever. On not crazy volume either. Glass Aid, the best. It has my process way easier, faster to cut windshields. Aw, glad to hear it. And keep them safe. Does the Glass Aid slide when you use the dryer sheet? Not if you clean the glass properly. Oh my God, I love this. Every time I say Glass Aid and clay bar. Clay bar. Oh, too good. Okay, so. Huh? What? On windshield, I meant with state and local laws? You mean like legality of a windshield? Okay, so for the clay bar, it's under the Glass Aid brand. Does it get sticky in the hot weather? That's the good thing about mine. Mine are harder clay bars, so they don't actually get sticky. They slide on the glass really well. You still have to spray the glass. The glass still has to be wet, but they're not going to leave sticky spots behind. I tell the customer I'm going to go the extra mile to protect it from scratches. My man. Yeah, it's cool. Like, people see it. Customers see it, and they kind of get it. They're like, what is that? Oh, is that for when you're cutting? Thank you. I've had that a couple times. It was nice. But the there's the tape and there's the rolls. All right, we need to take this guy off. We will save it though, unless this is a 20. Yeah, it's 20, but we'll keep it there anyways. The inspection sticker got obliterated, but we don't live in New York, so. Oh, I hate these. Would you consider a tint keg a good early investment? It depends on your budget. Oh, on later, I forgot about this. I have to cut around here, but there's a little pocket I can sneak the film into, so we'll be okay. Depends on your budget. Tint kegs are definitely worth it. I use the Poly 2s, though, when I was first starting, but that's all that I knew that was available. Kegs weren't a thing until later on. So a tint keg is really like, I don't think they're really that expensive. Like, if you're looking to get into something, for window tint tools, like, film's your biggest cost. All the tools around it, they're really not that expensive. You can get like a full set of tools for like, I don't know, $250. Like everything that you need for like $250. And then tint keg would be another what, like $250 or something? So it's like $500 all in all, plus shipping and stuff. SKC or Guari? Guari. Waiting by the door for FedEx to deliver my glass aid. If you ordered film, the glass aid's coming USPS. The film comes FedEx, the glass aid comes USPS in a separate order, so they'd be a little bit off from one another. Unfortunately. Do we have the tint police in chat? So state Michigan laws are nothing on the front doors, nothing on the windshield, and anything you want on the back. So any front doors that you see would also fall within those state guidelines. Nothing except the top 4 inches. So there is one little disclaimer, though, on the Michigan state law, and that is if you have a doctor's note, then you are perfectly fine. So that is not up to me. That is up to the client to have the doctor's note. And then there's what is called the rule of thumb, and that is not everybody with tint is going to get pulled over. And generally speaking, the lighter you are, the safer you are. So stuff that stands out is definitely more of a magnet for getting pulled over because it's just more advertising for yourself. I'm not a cop. I just want to know how to not get in trouble. The best way I can tell you is to try and get some type of doctor's prescription for it, like a doctor's note. But for that, you kind of like, it's like having a, I don't know, like a weed prescription. Like some cops will probably write them just fine, and some of them will be pretty strict about it. So your mileage will vary depending on your state. And then the other thing is just don't do anything overly dark. Those are the only 2 things. There's no like other secret way to get around with 5% on your windshield or something like that. You have to, whatever's, it's like having underglow driving around. It's like here you can't have underglow and drive around. It's a fast ticket. You can't have different color headlights. You can't have any of that. They don't want you to have fun. Did this whole thing shift on me? Woof. I don't trust it. So we're gonna re-stick it. You can get it on your... You can get a... You can get it on your... If you have a doctor's note, I think you can get it as a restriction, too. Almost all my customers want a legal tint. Yeah, that's the industry. Well, like, look at it this way. If you go into an auto parts store, what the fuck do they sell? Lots of things with disclaimers on it that say, this may be illegal in your state. Do these just shift that much? What the? Oh my God, they do. These shift a lot. God damn. I didn't think they shifted that much. They usually don't. This one does. So, the illegal part is driving it on the road. And some states are a little bit more strict than others. So, like, if you go to Texas makes you put stickers underneath the film, like in this area, as like a letting law enforcement know that you installed an illegal job. So they can fine you for it. There's like bigger limitations in certain states. So some of them might do it for like cash jobs and stuff with no paper trails. But it's like, it's not illegal in every state, and every state has different state laws. So there's just a lot of weird stuff around it, and it's also window tint, so like on the grand scheme of things, it's like, it's not like selling meth. We're just sticker installers, okay? We just like to put stickers on things. We weren't hugged as children. Oh, come on, just a little. Opening a shop? Nice. That's awesome. How do you do windows that shift when you roll it down? You shift them back. This one, I'd almost say there's something wrong with it, but because they usually don't. Usually it's only the back ones that shift down that much on the 300s, on the Chargers. This one, I think it's loose. Like, here. Try and show you guys. So see this little dirt line there? Look at how far it comes out. It like comes out like quite a ways. It just rocks back and forth when you roll the window up and down on this one. No, we're gonna get to the windshield soon enough. I think I got a boat coming in today. I don't know when though. I didn't give it a hard time. But there's a boat coming in. It's not getting done today, it's just getting dropped off. I don't exactly know when it's gonna get done. State cops treat you like you're dealing. They do. State cops are brutal. At least most that I've run into. It's like state around here is like the worst. City cops were just kind of like, ah, whatever. State cops were like, F you, dude. But the thing is, it's like, I would have state cops and city cops come in for tint. And then when you're like, hey, did you know that it's illegal? Or did you know that 5% is really dark on your car? They'd just tell you one thing. They're like, I'm a cop. And you're like, okay, but it's like really dark. I'm a cop. Okay, all right. I hear ya. It's like a chef going to a restaurant and then ordering something because he's a chef. And then they're like, that's just not our most recommended item. I would suggest this because it's really good here. And the chef goes, I'm a chef. Okay. Oh, the hoodies are new. I don't have them on the Tint Stuff site. It's a Tint Wiz thing. So if you go to the Tint Wiz shop and use the code Tint Stuff, you save $20, which is their cost. Or brings it down to their cost. They just did it as a cool collab. Where'd you get the banner? You see the little Tint Wiz thing at the bottom? I don't know. They sent it to me, so I can't tell you. My graphic designer knows, though. So, she's the one that made it. Iron Duck Designs. They can do lots of graphic work, and then they can also get you banners and shirts and hoodies and the whole nine. They can make you look more professional. Not necessarily act more professional, but you'll look the part. We left the window lock on. There we go. Much better. We're professional, I swear. We are. We put out good jobs. We just have fun doing it. How do you know how much you have to shift the film? Practice. Good estimation is always like a quarter. There's no like hard defined amount. But if you just have like a little 1/8 inch overlap on both sides, it'll cover up your gaps. So just stick to doing that. You can go over farther, and there's like a couple of cars where you're gonna want to, like the F-150s. You're gonna want to pull that bitch over like probably like an inch on both sides. There's so much space. And if you don't, you'd see like a weird gap on the inside because the paneling doesn't like cover the glass until like way farther in. What was that other one? You shouldn't have side fingers unless they're really, really flat. Oh, I don't know. Ding, 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 ding. Is it getting 5? Yes. And 35 on the windshield. I have standards. 35 is when it gets like really scary on, or no, not 35, sorry. Like 20, 20's not, depends on the driver, but it's like a business. 35 is kind of where I like draw that line. it's just one of those things where there's certain conditions that you'll be driving in, and it'll just be hard to see out of the windshield with 20. 35 is still can be like a little challenging if it's like really tough conditions, but if you have nice headlights and stuff, that really offsets any of that. So you guys make your own decisions when it comes to that. I mean, I'm still doing 5% on the doors, so what do you do when defroster lines are thicker? I really just clay bar them and turn on the defrosters. You're still gonna have some air gaps there. You could go through, I don't know, people are saying sandpaper. I've never liked the idea of sanding, and then they'll also take like razor blades and like scrape them, but in like a unique way that doesn't damage them. There's just some like interesting things out there that I'm not exactly, I don't know. People say things in the group, and then you always got to take it with a grain of salt, because when you see some of that stuff in person, you really start scratching your head. Not everything, but some things. So you don't, it's hard to like, until you try some of this yourself, you don't exactly know for sure. Check my tracking and it said FedEx is making. If you ordered film, film comes FedEx. But the tools ship USPS, so you get 2 tracking numbers. You get one for FedEx and should have another email for USPS. I can also look it up and let you know. God damn, this trigger's terrible. I don't do anything for the dot matrix anymore. The only thing I'll do is dot tricks on really bad ones. There's just like, the only things that, again, people are doing is on the top, they'll either sand them or put glue up here. But we have a dot matrix on the bottom, and so you're talking about yanking out the whole deck to get any type of pressure there to do anything effective in terms of like sanding or gluing or whatever. Like there's just nothing you can really do that's practical. A Warrior heat gun. It feels just like, so it's from, yeah, yesterday, customer did his own film removal, went to Harbor Freight, picked one up, said he was gonna return it. And then I'm like, well, can you just return it to me and I'll buy it off of you? So I did. I just bought it off of him. It looks just like the... Oh, it's in the other room. It looks just like the Drill Masters, and it's from Harbor Freight, so it's got that same smell to it, too. It's hot, pushes a lot of air. This switch feels really cheap, and I keep bumping it. And it feels really plasticky and light. I think in terms of the heat and the air, it's pretty good. But it's, you know, it's only $15, so they got to cheap out on everything. So it'll definitely get you by. I'm curious to see how long before it burns out or the switch breaks or something like that. Because the Wagner that we have right now, those generally will go for like 6 to 8 months, I think, with not too much abuse. And those are only $20. So these ones I'm expecting to burn out faster or something, but I don't know. I think we're just going to use it until we burn it. But this is where you buy like 3 or 4 of these. You don't just buy one. They don't last long. Yeah, they feel like they don't. But I get people asking me, does Lexan last really long? So, you know. You didn't try it, Matt. You gotta try it. You gotta let me know exactly how long yours lasted. And then I do, and then they're like, oh, well, mine's still going. I'm like, oh, okay. That's good. Uh-oh. Guys, we're falling. 155 on 2 million volume. Where are the buyers, man? Can you use the steam instead of the heat gun when installing tint? You probably could. You probably can shrink it with steam, but why? What is DTE, man? Go away. I'm tired of answering them. They keep calling me, and then I pick up, and then it hangs up. So it's not even like I have somebody on the other line. It's just it keeps constantly calling me. Clay bar, that's what we need. I don't get what the point of shrinking is. Well, the film is flat and does not stretch. The glass is curved and is very rigid. So you have to shrink it to conform it to fit that curve, or you're going to get a lot of weird shit happening. You know, I miss 300s. I used to get these all the time. And there were 2 super common cars for me. It was 300s and Chargers. And anytime I get a Charger, I'd sigh a little bit. But 300s, the back window is less curved and shorter. And it was just like, I like the 300s. Give me more of those. What was your entry on GME? Oh, all over the place. I had a really good one. So I actually didn't pay attention to any of it in the first run-up. But what caught my eye was just how many unique people were talking about it. So on the big crash down, I ended up looking into it a lot. I bought it 80, and then I sold some. And because I didn't think anything of it. And then I started reading into everything. And then I read something that was just like, oh, holy shit. And then I put a good amount down at 45. And then the next day it ran all the way up to 190, 200, after hours or something. I've been on this roller coaster ever since. So anytime it's had any significant drops, I added back into it more. I haven't sold anything since. I just keep adding, though. So right now I'm at 151. And I think that's where I'm good. If you're in good profit, you should take those into crypto. I definitely should have done stuff with crypto. But the thing is, it's crypto's the new unregulated penny stocks, and there's more validation in like in the Bitcoin and stuff now. But it's still like you getting in so fucking early, and you just gotta hold for the inevitable practical use case. So it's like one of those things where it's like, if I just wanted to dump a bunch of money into it and just not ever touch it, I think it would be probably pretty good long term. I just have stuff I want to put that money to use to right now. And that more has to do with the business side. And that's got a lot of upside too, so. But we'll see. Oh, no. GME is just getting started. GME is going to fucking change the market in a strong way. Has the potential to. We'll like, holy shit. So many new regulations coming out of the blue. Like, what's all that about? Trust me, I've read everything on GME right now. And that's my focus, is just like leaving it there for right now. So even with all the like, it's just like, what really concerned me about like the initial run is like I learned penny stocks, and then I saw crypto doing the same thing. And at the first run up of Bitcoin, what I saw was people that I never really heard talking about stocks were all of a sudden like, I think I'm gonna buy some Bitcoin today. And it's like, in the stock market, whenever normies start getting into something, that's when it's like, who else is gonna get in it? And then it crashed. It went from 18 all the way down to like 3, and then it took 2 years to come back up. But now it's back better than ever, so whoever strung it out, good for you. So I'm look, don't come to me for like major investing. It's just I'm part of the whole GME hype story right now, so I have fun talking about that. I learned like penny stocks and patterns, and I know a good amount, but I don't like, dude, the whole market up and down is out there to get your money. Like, buy and hold on something you really like or has potential upside and just wait it out. That's where I see a lot of actual people making money, or I see more people making money. Chasing in and outs, all this bullshit, it's like it's a fast way to lose money really quick, unless you're trying to do it full time or something. Just be careful out there. The stock market gets like 90% of people. Like what, 90% of people like lose money out of the market? Is that how that goes? So there was like this one stock, this one penny stock that was actually playing out super well. I bought in like way low. All these things were happening. And what I just did was I held on for too long. And I mean too long by like 6 months to a year. This was gradually playing out. And then it just didn't have as much upside. So I'm treating GME very similarly. Is like, there's this story that's playing out. It's doing incredibly well. And I think long term the company's going to do great. And right now it's got tremendous upside. And when to get out, that's the tricky part. But you know, they say 10 million's the floor. Super chat and what's that other message? This looks tasty. Let's check it out. Canon. Oh, that was pretty the same. Zahn, 119. It said Swedish kroner. Holy shit, how much is that? God damn, it's yellow. So that means it was a significant amount. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. He says, "Goat, I love you more than my dad." Thank you, buddy. I don't want to dig up some family issues, but I greatly appreciate the super chat. I'm already a dad, so I don't want to be another dad. But I'll help you learn window tinting. Chat, you're cracking me up. Kind of gay, but kind of hot. Trackhawk or Hellcat? Out of the two, I'd like I'd be more Hellcat, I think. The Trackhawk, is that unique? That's a unique to the Grand Cherokees, right? Or do they make Trackhawks that are also like Chargers and stuff? If I had to pick between like a Challenger, Charger, 300, or like the Grand Cherokee type of things, or the Durangos, it depends on what I'm using it for. If I need the extra space, obviously it's a bigger one. But I like out of them, I kind of like the Chargers the best. I do like the engine sounds that they have, though. They just make them mean. And there's a lot of them around here, so you hear them like all day. Especially at night. Those crazy kids. Oh, is the supercharger wine? Oh, that was the... If that was the super chat, that was the Dodge Demon, actually. That was pretty cool. I like that sound too. How do you get paid when you work at shop? And do you still use your film? That's a good question. So when I'm mobile, I'll charge a flat rate for most vehicles. And yeah, I'm providing the film. So I'm what is it? Right now, 165? And they'll line up like, I don't know. They'll keep me busy. They'll line up like 4 or 5 cars. So I usually leave there with anywhere from like $500 to $700 in a day. And that can go more if it's like really busy and whatnot, but you're too cheap. Oh, for the 165 on a full car? It's one of those things where it's like, shop's got to make their money, you got to make yours, so you can only, like, if you're working together as like a mobile service or something like that for a business, you got to have, like, they're paying for the time, the space, so I greatly lower expenses by not having a space. So all that kind of plays into it. So it's definitely good money. But we're in this place now. So I have to actually find somebody to take over there. So if anybody wants a good gig over in Shelby, you'll clear $1,000 in 2 days pretty easily. This past Friday was like, I think $700 out of there. Lexin's not it's not the best. I'd recommend Tint Depot for starting well over Lexin. Tint Depot's going to be an easier film to use. And when you're learning, that matters a lot. Hell, even the films that I use are much easier to work with. It mostly comes down to like shrinking. You want something that's pretty normal to shrink, and what a carbon film's going to do is make it more difficult to shrink. Lexin's good, but in my opinion, but there's better. There you go. There's a guy in chat too. I was a huge user of Lexan, and then I got one box from Tint Depot, and what a difference. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't really know until you use it, but there are clear differences. I mean, look at it this way. If you have a Lexan, and then you go to shrink a back window, and you watch my video, and you just go, God damn, how does he shrink that fast? I can't shrink that fast. And that's for people that are starting. That's not for somebody that's been tinting 30 years. In comparison, the car shut off. A good amount of that is skill, and another good amount of that is the type of film that you're using. And when you're using a cheaper carbon film, it doesn't shrink as well. And that adds to your overall time. So having like a less expensive carbon is kind of an interesting value prop, because you can tell people like, oh, that guy's doing dyed, I'm doing lifetime carbon for the same price. And that sounds cool. But the drawbacks on that for the customer is also haze. And there is a significant difference in the haze. Do you see the orange peel effect on windshields? I see like a natural wave, but your film should not have an orange peel on it. A good quality film does not have an orange peel to it. No. You'll see that distortion when it's first installed. So like install it on your own car, you'll see like waviness and stuff. But in a couple days, it'll be even. For sure. Like a couple days at like the most with nice weather. Usually after the first day. Like you'll see that water start to condense. When a customer asks for a clear film, I just use the liner. That's some 5-head shit right there. Good job. And look, like I'm throwing away all these clear film jobs. What am I doing? I bet you the clear liners block out 99% of UV as well. How do you not crease the sides? So we're gonna have a teeny tiny little fold here, and we're gonna have a teeny tiny little fold here. So there's gonna be little guys that we have to press out, but like look at it this way. I have the felt border on this one comes out to here. So it would stick out to maybe about here. So you can't see anything through this way, and then you press it down, and it makes it invisible on the other side too. There's nothing to see. If your creases are going all the way to here, then in that case, that is poor technique, and you need more practice. They shouldn't be hard. You're not like hard pressing the film down at that point. You're like folding it, but not a ton of pressure. If anything, you're putting more pressure to like try and flex the glass outwards a little bit. This guy right here. We need this guy. So, on this one, this is a shorter back window, and if you have a 24-inch roll, all the 300s you can get by with a 24-inch roll. It's perfect. Is it weird that I fall asleep watching your videos? I think a little bit for me, but there's like not podcasts, but streamers I would listen to, and then I'd fall asleep too, so. It's weird to be put in that category. Have you done ultravision on windshields? That's that chameleon stuff, right? Not yet. I haven't looked into them. Oh, you guys remember that gold tint job? The mirror one that I did? He sent me an updated picture of it. It faded in the first year. Within the first year, it faded. So that was that Omnique stuff. Really good heat rejection, like for real. Actually good heat rejection, but the gold has completely faded. Out of the windshield for sure. The sides probably not as much because they're vertical, and then definitely the same out of the back window. It's still like usable and all, but not even like a full year. Like we did that summertime last year. What brand is Tint Depot tint? Tint Depot is backwards. Tint Depot is good quality with like Home Depot branding. I love them, but that's the only and they can only sell it that way. So it's actually like it's global. It's global, but they can't sell it like that. So you know. Territories and all. Why don't you run a plotter? That's a good question. We talk about that a lot. I have. I've been there. I have done nothing but plotters for years, actually. Plotters always frustrated me based on the pattern quality. So in a high productions shop, you're absolutely right. They're helpful tools. You have somebody running a plotter. Think of it as your part-time employee who cuts patterns. And you know, when you only have to pay a part-time employee $150 a month, you're doing pretty well. But having somebody run it definitely maximizes the time. What really irritated me was pattern inconsistency, and I've used 5 different softwares. They all had drawbacks. The only one, it was so annoying. So I had one software that really made me happy, and I was like, this is how it should be. This is what plotters can be. I'm down. Cool. No problems here. These are fantastic. And you know what that company did? They locked that shit down. You can only use it with their film now, period. So, it's... For those reasons, I'm out. So frustrating, too. Because... like, think of the amount of work for every pattern that doesn't line up. That's what really drives me insane. So, the differences are so subtle from one pattern to the next. So, if you put it on the window, it looks like it's gonna fit. You don't know until you've cleaned the glass, shrunk it, installed it, and then look at the end result and see if it fit or not. That drives me fucking crazy. True Cut was one of the better ones. I agree. True Cut was really good. Like overall, they still had their points in time where I had to hand cut stuff. So it's like you take the film, load it in the plotter, let the plotter calculate its shit, and then cut out the thing, and then you weed it, and then you shrink it, and then you clean the glass, and then you install it, and then that's where you find out. So I would use True Cut without using Suntech. That's what I would say, is use a software independent from the film. But a lot of companies are trying to use their software to strong arm you into using their film, just like a printer company. printer company doesn't care if they got money off of you when you bought their printer. They'll lose money on printers. They want you to buy ink. Just like Keurig wants you to buy K-Cups. Keurig wants you on your system. Because you'll go and you'll buy one machine, and they'll make whatever little money off of you, right? But if they can sell you a lifetime supply of film, that's what they're after. Same thing with flex film. Yeah, same thing with all of them. So they see more value for their company in locking down their software. So if you're on their system and it works for you, then that's great. I've got nothing against it because you're in the thing. But for me as a channel, I got so many people that are looking to get into it. And when we're talking about territories, if I open up a shop and then somebody likes my channel, wants to use the film that I'm using, and then they're like 5 miles away and they can't use what I'm using, or somebody else is already existing in their area using what I'm using, and they're not allowed to use it, that is really unfortunate. And I don't like disappointing people like that. That to me is really shit. I understand the business reasons behind it as a company, because there's like self-competition and stuff like that, but that's just how I feel about it. So they probably don't want me anyways. I'm not really like some of those companies, like especially XPEL right now, they do like the PPF, they do the coatings and all that stuff. This place could be eventually, but I don't have any interest in that. I hated PP. PPF was fun and relaxing until like, until I couldn't focus on doing it. Flex film? I think the company is pretty rough. So, good customer service when you're part of the family, and then as soon as you have issues and you start moving, don't expect a phone call back anymore. So, I don't know. There's been some rough things. There was like some drama about one of the admins. So it's like there's a pretty decent sized group with them as like an admin too. And then one of the shops that was a moderator, he picked up that film. And then next thing I know, later on, like I didn't know when he picked it up. He said in 2018 he's got invoices and stuff. And then I'm checking around, like seeing the other groups, he's just putting them on blast. He's like, I've been trying to get in touch with him for months now, and he just won't return any of my calls, won't return my messages. We're moderators in the same group. But it fits the MO. I've heard all sorts of crazy fucking shit out of that. So that's where you got to be really careful. If it doesn't live up in the long term, that'll really bite you hard. And it's how a company resolves those issues, whether or not you're part of their company or not. Yep. I hope it works out. Like anybody that's got money in them. I've seen long term from over in, I fucking put my debt shop on them in Sterling Heights. They have brown warranties coming back from like 3-4 years ago. So I don't like to necessarily I got it too. I trust. Yeah, dude. We the fucking air dirty laundry here. That's how I found out about heat rejection. I used it for quite a few years. Things were really well, and then there was other types of shit that happened in the background between. There's like this big falling out in like the great Facebook split. They recorded a video telling a lot of people to go fuck off, so I'm good. They can go fuck off too. What is that super chat? Hang on. Kendall with the 2, the big tinted daddy getting in your windows. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's funny. I've been kicked out of that group. I've been kicked out of a bunch of other ones, though. I have my own group. I made my own playground years ago. Generally speaking, I have my own channel. I have my own playgrounds. There's a couple of good dudes that I talk to. Other than that, it's... Ugh. Too much drama. This dude getting that dark look? Yes, sir. Yeah, we're doing 5 on all the sides, and then we're doing 35 on the windshield. Save your drama for your baby mama. I agree. Oh, I left that comment on his channel, too. Coffee. Dude, that was really funny. You get those hard New York accents. Oh, it's great. Thoughts on Fusion All-Type? It was good. Not... I think it was like this middle of the road slip. So it wasn't like overly slick. It wasn't too tacky. It was more similar to like a dish detergent. But if you like that, I like something that's more on the slippery side. So, but there's a lot of people that like it to be a little bit more tacky. So that to me, it's like no matter how much you put in, it was definitely a little bit on the tacky side with the film that I was using. But yeah, I think it's good. I think any industry-made solution, because we're just using dish soaps and shit, I think is a good idea. There's the other one that I liked. I really liked Tint Slime Ultra. And then Scary thinks about the... I use baby shampoo now. Are you still selling pre-cuts? Yeah, we do have pre-cuts on there. There's nothing that's pre-shrunk, though. So the pre-cuts are drop shipped. So I work with another company. They use more than one software, and they're a regular shop, so they're using their own patterns on like a lot of these. So I would trust something more than that, more than just one person saying he's only using one software and doesn't ever have any problems, they're like, that. This is what they do. So I would trust that long term for cuts. Shit, I used to cut everything out on Tint Tech. And Tint Tech was, they're a hit or miss. They're like, some of them would be really good, and then some of them, when they're bad, they're like really bad. And some of the newer ones were always like consistently off. And so a lot of the times with a software, what you're gonna find is that it takes you time to learn how to manipulate your own patterns because they just don't fit quite right on certain areas. But you can't manipulate them unless you already cut one out. So you cut it out, you match it up, and you try and manipulate it a little bit because it'll be like short on one side. You got to make it a little longer. Then you save that iteration of it, and then it puts it in a separate database. So when you go pull up the file again, you have to remember to pull it up in your own database instead of the general one. Like, there's all those little types of things that just, like, it just adds up and starts wasting your time. So unless you're, like, really fluent in doing those regularly, it's, like, being half married to plotter system is, like, eh. Or if you're just okay with disappointment. The carpet shield doesn't stick down well. This is something I've said. It depends on the door panel. Some of them works really well, and some of them doesn't. From the very beginning, I was like, I hammered it down. I got tired of saying it so many times. People keep asking me, what plastic are you using? What plastic are you using? And I would say, I'm using carpet shield. I want to find something better. Because it's kind of like a 50-50 stick. So it works, and it's good enough for most cases, but you still have these areas and these gaps that it's just not clinging to. It'll cling to like plastic bits pretty well. It'll cling to the paint. And then on this, sometimes not as good as other door windows. So I want to find something that sticks better. But I would agree. And then people just kept using it. So here we are. Nobody looked for anything better. We're all using carpet shield. Go find something better and start a door panel cover business. What was that? How are you? Oh, the Pro Classic shortage? I ordered a little bit extra. So, yeah, I got a phone call well early on. I talk to Burns pretty regularly, and he's like, Matt, it's the tint apocalypse right now. And I was like, oh God. And he's just like, it's gonna be 2 weeks before I get more Pro Classic in. And I was like, what happened? And he's like, and he's told, like, we've had other conversations about it before. He's like, here's how this goes. There's a good amount of people that need window film right now. And so you make orders in preparation of it being busy. And then there's what you can actually get your hands on. So it's just, there's a huge demand in manufacturing. Like, they're gearing up in the wintertime for the spring. Because if they're ordering in the springtime, they're already fucked. So yeah, film is hard to get everywhere right now. Yeah, so you had like the canal being blocked. He's been paying for drop shipping. You've had an increased supply around the world. You've had a shortage of manufacturing from the pandemic. And it's just all those things together. Dude, this season is busier than last season by like a good margin. And last season was like the busiest season. So demand has just like, for a period of time, has just fucking went through the roof. It went from like normal to like fucking crazy, where people are like almost normal. Like they'll call those people that would not book out 2 weeks to a month. They're like calling around, and then they hear that's the norm. Like, oh shit, I just can't get anywhere. Shank. The yellow tool is the shank. Thank you very much. It's a little plastic tucking tool thing. It's helpful. So I do tuck tint. I just don't pull the seals. All right, what do we want to, I don't know where to put this. So we got to cut out one more quarter window. What time is it? It's 11:57. It's the gentle poker. How do you separate film? Where did I put that piece? Guys, I had an extra piece. Where did I put it? What he said in chat. I know I had it, right? Am I crazy? I cut out a piece for that, and then the extra was going to that. Where did I put it? Okay. GoPro. I don't know. Yeah, so... Oh, wait, we cut it. Oh, my God, this is it. I was confused with this guy. We cut it out first. Oh, my God. I didn't think I actually cut it out. Whoa, I spaced out. On the board. Now my chat catches up. Oh, my God. Where were you guys 20 seconds ago? Stupid chat delay. In the garbage. On the board. Oh, you guys are great. You know, it really is. Because if it takes me longer than that to find anything, you guys are like, oh, you put it over there. Oh my God, you'll see me walk around for like 15 minutes trying to find something that I set down 2 seconds before. Then I'm like, where did I put it down? I see my dad do that with his phone all the time, and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm doing that already. In my defense, I got a lot of electronics on my head. And a lot of people talking in my head. And somebody asked me if they could get their Honda Civic for $80. Yeah, bro, bring it down. Yeah, not surprising. That is definitely surprisingly low, but... It's one of those things, like, you gotta educate them if you can. So, when somebody, like, just that consumer mentality, like, when you want something, you generally, like, I gotta go get that now, right? Like, you've decided. You've thought about it, and then you decided, I need that. So... There's certain things that people just aren't going to care about. Like, they're just like, tint is tint, whatever. They're not going to do research on it. Lord Pisius the Fifth, with the three New Zealand? Is that what that is? With the 3. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Lord Pisius. Took me a minute to read that one. I appreciate you. We're gonna have a glass aid shortage here shortly too. Logistics, man, I tell you, they're not fun. It's just out of nowhere. Everything will be fine, and all of a sudden it's just like nope. Are we coming back? 156. We're doing a sideways day. Go get Black Magic. Yeah. Yeah, it's local, it's cheap. It's not even, it is if you buy a bunch of it. It's not even that cheap because it's still like 10 to 20 bucks a roll. Add it up, you can get something nice. Coffee. Efren with the 5. Sensei, any update on tinning class? No, I don't. I'm sorry. Coffee. Get some coffee. I live on coffee every day, usually more than once. But thank you for the 5. I'm really sorry. I feel nothing updated on the classes yet. I got busy, which is a bad excuse. It's a good excuse and not a good excuse because, like, okay, there's like, I thought I would have to do more. So, how do I explain this? When I moved here, I was like, I planned out contingency plans. I was like, all right, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have this. And then we had the baby. And then I just didn't have time. And then whatever extra time, like it was slow, and then we had the baby, and then whatever extra time I had is like just home stuff with the baby, and like, oh my God, there's so many, it's like, gotta wash the bottles, we gotta put these things away, we gotta go here, we gotta pick up this, we gotta do that. It's like there's always stuff to do. Gotta fill orders. Like gotta order this, gotta keep track of that, gotta answer these customers, gotta line up these jobs, gotta fix the stream, gotta foam the walls. Like, it's just like, oh my God, a never-ending laundry list of stuff that I need to do. So I started getting, things started to normalize, and then I started to just get generally busy, so then I didn't plan any classes or anything. There's still stuff I want to do here to make it look not like just an open whatever warehouse. Do you plan on reviewing Lexus? Maybe eventually, but it's not going to be anytime soon. We're reviewing the Harbor Freight heat gun right now. Kind of. We used this in the last stream. So I can already tell you, it seems cheap, because it is. But it blows a lot of air, and it gets really hot. So if you need it, then yeah, like this will work great. Compared to the Wagner, it might get a little bit hotter. It might blow a little bit more air. It's like very close though. But one thing I could almost tell you for sure is it is probably going to break pretty quickly. These aren't made for this type of use. I was using the Drill Masters, which was also from Harbor Freight. This feels basically like a reincarnation of that. It works great for right now, but this switch feels like it's going to fall apart today. I keep bumping it, I keep shutting it off. I need to develop a better trigger finger. But if you're just looking for like, if you need a heat gun, you don't want to spend much money, this would definitely be a fine option for you. It would do great. I would just suggest you buy quite a few of them. I can't tell you how long that they'll last. If I had to guess, maybe a couple months, depending on how much use you get out of it and how much you toss around your heat guns. But as you can see, and compared to all the other back windows that I've done, this is just moving right along, blowing lots of air, getting really hot. That's what you want to see in a heat gun first and foremost. And being that this was only like 15 bucks, I mean, they don't really have a big budget to do much else. I mean, how do they even get a box made? How do they even pay for the printing, stock it up on a shelf? They make what, like $1? I don't really fucking know. How much do you make on something like this? So, yeah, good deal. Not a bad little gun. Definitely worth the price point. What do you put on the back window? Dryer sheets or dry shrink prep? Depends on the day. Who's dropping sign of the horns? You're cold with the tint, bro. Rock on. The rock on signs, it tells me sign of the horn. And I'm like, uh-oh, we're in a cult now. I don't get why it tells me that, but that's what it does. All the smiley face emojis and stuff like that are normal. It also tells me the skin tone. It's so weird. Super chat or emojis are really weird. Emojis are very weird. I hope I have enough battery on this. I think I do. I don't remember the last time I charged this thing, but I don't think it was that long ago, so we're pretty good. Is the white tape still there? Yeah, that's what I'm using. Or else I would be like a super tint monk or something like that if I could just kind of like zen my way through cutting this out by like feel or something. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Because you like feel the tape, so it's like, just like, I know where it is. Steady hand? Not really. My hands, so mine aren't steady. Mine shake. I think everybody's does, but some probably more than others. So when I'm cutting, I'm almost compensating for that. So I put a lot out, and you can like feel that little wiggle there. You'll get used to the movement, but you also rest the blade on the glass, and you can like feel the way your hand's shaking, and you just compensate for that. Ooh. Ooh. I used Glass Aid yesterday on a car with Exo Shield. Be careful, it pulled some laminate off the Exo Shield when I removed it. Ooh. Oh, why'd you super chat that one? That sounds like it was expensive. Gator, thank you. It pulled some laminate off the Exo Shield. So like the Exo Shield was on the windshield and you were tinting the inside and then you used Glass Aid on top of it. How did it pull off the laminate? That's a little surprising. Like it's not, like it is what it is. I would have loved to see it and like, oh, that's why. Because it's a pretty light adhesive. Like it sticks hard enough to the glass, but it usually pulls off clean. So if anything, I would have thought that it would leave a little adhesive on and then you just like clean it off. And then as long as you don't cut too deep, you're not gonna, like, you'll be good. Dang, that sucks. Rip. Maganda Makuya Matt Kumusta Kapo. Oh, we got Filipino. What's up? I'm good. How are you? My wife could answer you much better than I could. All right, we're gonna turn on the car because we're gonna turn on the defrosters. We got some geese out there. Do you heat shrink only the bottom? For the door windows, yes. Super chat. That's exactly what happened. ExoShield is an exterior film to prevent rock chips. Thank you for the 5 again. Dang, that sucks. I would have thought it'd be okay too. I still would have been very careful, which I'm sure you were. But yeah, so guys, in case you didn't know, there are films for windshields on the exterior to protect against rock chips and stuff, like he said. And so you couldn't cut on that. If you're going, so you're going to tint it, right? So how do you get your pattern? Plotters aren't necessarily the greatest at windshield patterns, so you put glass 8 around it, and then you cut it out, shrink it, and then install it, but it didn't play nice with the... I super chatted so people pay attention. I appreciate it, buddy. It was on a 488 Ferrari. So what's happening with the ExoShield? I was scared. I don't like this. I'm going away. I'm running away. Dang, that sucks. Live and learn, but that's no fun. I'm gonna have it replaced. Dang. Rip. F in chat for the ExoShield windshield. I still I almost want to get some ExoShield then and play around with it myself. Because if I had tint here, right? And I put glass 8 on the tint and then I cut and then did the same thing, I don't think it would damage the tint. So I'm a little surprised that an actual exterior film it would, but can't argue with what happened. It's just an exterior film is differently made, so but it implies durability. Ooh. You guys hear that sound? I was thinking the same. I think the heat gun baked it on there. Yeah, I guess that's what would have been the case. Because if you put it on cold and then pulled it off cold, probably would have been fine. Listen to that. I get a dirt line on the side. Where does it come from? Well, yeah, the sides. Sorry. I heard the comment. I was distracted too. Oh, look who's in chat. I was thinking the same. Sorry. I meant to message you. Look, I have a thing. I have a thing right here. Who is this from? We're gonna open it up in a little bit. I have a windshield to do, so I guess we'll have to do it now. We'll have to use it. I haven't used it. I got it. We were on vacation. But I have a special towel that we're going to be using on this windshield. I got it. I got it. I should have sent you a thank you. So you turn on the defroster prior to installing the film? On this car. Okay, so guys, lots of things happening. Glass 8 is destroying ExoShield. 300s, we're turning on the defrosters. Optima window towel from the God himself. So, yeah, let's, on this one. So, for these back windows, they have thick defroster buoy lines. So, what that'll often cause is what people call peanuts, bananas, fruit, like air pockets. It'll cause vertical air pockets in your film. That usually, some people say that has to do with the way that you shrink the window. Just shrink it more evenly and you won't get them. That's been difficult for me. But what I do know is I will take a clay bar, I will wipe it over the defroster lines. That in and of itself is not enough to fix this. So I will turn on the car, I will turn on the defrosters, and then I will let them get hot. And the best way to do that is to just turn it on and then start cleaning it. And then by the time you go to install it, even with all the water that you spray on it, the glass will be fine. String beans? You know? I like that. Maybe we'll call them string beans. Ape shows up as we talk about banana. They just like, dude, you tint, when you tint with other tinters from other areas and other walks of life, it's like, we didn't have a name for them, so we just like those things. And then somebody from the South, from Texas, was like, oh, those are peanuts. And we're like, what the fuck? We're like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, we call them peanuts. And then I heard in like the Tint Dude forums, it's like bananas. And then it's like everybody just had weird little fruit terms for it and stuff. So, I don't know. Air pockets are what they are, but tinters have weird little names for them. What you have is a problem, and you need a way to fix that problem. So, on hot days, turning on the defrosters does make your installation a little bit more difficult because the film wants to lock down quicker. It makes the whole glass really hot. Like you'll see steam coming right off the back window when you turn the defrosters on these cars. That's the thickness. So we'll just leave this running the whole time. This has been like my surefire way to always fix it. I hear people using sandpaper too. You'd have a nicer defroster finish. The part that I have a hard time getting past is telling people and using sandpaper on back windows. It's one of those things that's like, yes sir, I wet sanded your back window. So, on stream, I'd feel really weird doing that, I think, is really what it comes down to. It's like, doing it on stream, maybe not, we'll find a better way. So, when you squeegee these out, you're gonna wanna go as sideways as you can along the defroster line. Work with the defrosters, use them as tunnels, don't drive through. Like I said, go basically like with the grain. Treat the defrosters as like little tunnel lines. Go straight across. Because if you have air and you start sweeping it down, you'll create smear lines. Because the defrosters are going to dry out, your film is not going to dry out, or it'll tack lines, and then that air's not going to have anywhere to go. And get it out as quick as you can. So don't sit there for half an hour and let it sit and come back to it. And then after that, pop on the outside and see, make sure you got all the air out that you possibly could before you just go do something else, because that shit will lock in there pretty quickly, and there isn't a diggity dang thing you can do about it to save it afterwards. So I have a video of this on the channel. It was usually with, like, I think we did it on a Mustang. Mustangs, 300s, Challengers, and Chargers are all the same. You're gonna see me do the same thing on all of those. So we got a few little boobles right there. We're gonna wanna put those out. So where was that? Right there. Press a little harder, press straight. They're gone. Good. Now let's look at the other side real quick. So this bottom, I don't like it, but it is the way that the car is, that dot matrix border. They make it really thin on the top, and then they make it wider on the bottom. So, but again, there's only so much you can do. But bam, that looks clean. Good deal. We're gonna try and sweep out the bottom just a little bit better. But all of my problem spots, anywhere in here, that's all the air's gone. And the film has locked down pretty well to the glass on this one, so that's nice to see. So, no worries. Well, that didn't really help. If anything, that just pushed all the water out and left the air. Well, it's gonna do that anyways. Sometimes you can get it to at least look more even. This isn't the case with this one. It'll even up as it dries out, but, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can have the water fill those gaps. And then as it dries out, like, that's when it'll show up, so it looks a little better on delivery. And then once you're done, just turn off the car and you're good. Every once in a while, I'll still have, like, a little line and something to press out. So even then, it's not, like, always 100% perfect. Especially on, like, the Chargers. Sometimes I'll have something that I gotta press out after the fact. But this one's looking very good. Very, very good. A little something. They're gone. But if I had, like, air trapped in here now, it's basically squared in, because all of that is dried. So you'd have to, like, poke a little hole in along the defroster and try and feed that air out a different way. This weekend I'm tinting my third car, slowly getting better thanks to you guys. That's how it goes. Glad to hear it. Your first car will take you forever. Your second car, it'll still take a long time. But the biggest difference is really, like, first, second car, as you get going through those first few ones, you speed up a lot. Even, like, if you took 6 hours and then you cut it down to, like, 4.5, 5 hours, that's still, like, a significant amount of time. Okay. We're going to have to put that in before we go, but we got to flip this around and do the winch. Oh, wait. Can we turn this around? Or did we obstruct our view? I might go to flip this around real quick, so we have the windshield facing the other way. Kenny G says he likes shorts. Hang on, I gotta readjust my headset too. What's going on, K24? What's the word on GME today? I've been watching it. I've been reading everything. Yeah, I'm keeping tabs on it. 154 right now. We're not done, don't worry. I think I'm going to have to tighten this up. It keeps falling down. Ugh. I wish I was done. I got this one and I got a car after it, but I'm going to do the other one off stream. I'm just going to tint it. I got like another Regal. Just going to tint it. I'd like to... GoPro. Good. I'd like to flip it to get it to face the other way, so I'm just checking. Yeah, we're gonna flip it. We're committed. So the question is, my headset is not gonna be able to reach that far, but my wireless system should be fine. I think I got enough space in here. It's a little funky. Let's see what we got. The microphone might cut out. We're just gonna flip it though. We're gonna flip it. We're gonna drive with some dryer sheet. Yeah, I got room. Let's put this space to use. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, boy. Look at that. $3,000 square feet. That's what it's helpful for. So I don't have to pull it outside. Would you ever come up with your own dry shrink prep alternative to add to the Glassade family? Nah. Nah. So, there's been a lot of clay bars, but clay bars was like, there's already a lot of competition in clay bars, and if I'm gonna draw a lot of it, like, clay bars was something that I could add to it. It makes sense. The original Glassade rolls, that was something that didn't exist. So, ooh, we're getting this towel. 4 exclusive ones, Optimum window film. I like it. This is a nice feeling towel. It's thin, but clean. So this is Korea Tinters brand here. If you guys don't know who he is, he's won the Tint Off, and he is a legend at shaving window film. He sent me this one. He gave me a Korea tinter towel in person, and I never used it because that shit's a collector's item at that point. I should have had him sign it. I'm not gonna use it. Are you crazy? And then I told him he's like, I want to send you my new one, and I'm like, I might not use it. And he's like, if you like it, I'll send you more, so you can use this one. I'm like, all right, deal. Because it's a nice white, nice white towels, they hurt to use a little bit too. I gotta tuck this in better. He's got like a way to do this. I'm not doing it justice. I've seen what he does. I need a different tool. This isn't great for this. I'm gonna fuck it up. He like bends it up a little bit, and then he takes like a push stick. What's my most push sticky thing? Can you use a bulldozer? It'll kind of like fuck up the ends a little bit. This. Let's use this. I like using this. Look. Little push stick. And then we know what we're doing. So the only thing is, this is big too. This is like super big. How do you handle the sides? Do you fold them under? It's like the same problem I've got with the soak ropes. I gotta make sure those corners are pretty covered though, because on this one especially, there's big potential to like fuck up a module in a car like this, so I don't really like that. What am I doing? Maybe that. But the other thing is, now look at how bright your dash is. It's pretty cool. It'll be easier to see. Better contrast for the camera. Oh, I hate the steering wheel. Get out of my way. Oh, I remember. So I'm gonna try and put a soak rope in here too. I think. Only because I'm a little nervous about it being that type of car. See this? We got this one flat. How do we do that? What did we do here? This is nice. Let's do that. How did we do that? I don't know. It's just tinner, bro. Woo! Look at all that. Look at how big. Have you seen the dash protector towel with a soak rope built in? That's smart. No? Yes? Maybe? I think I did. A couple people have told me about it, but I haven't looked into it yet. Is it worth it? What happens after you wash it? Dang it. I feel like whatever I did on the other side was all happenstance. On this side, I don't know what the fuck I did. Steering wheel removal. I'm gonna have to ask him or check out a video. I'm butchering whatever I'm supposed to do with this corner. But so the corners are like the worst for me. So I don't know. I lined it up really nice on that one. On this one, I just want to try and get this to stay down as much as I can. Maybe that. That's looking better. There we go. That's much better. And then we got this like rubber lip here. It's literally called dash protector. Yeah, but is it good? I mean, I'm interested. I haven't tried it yet. Maybe I should start trying new things from people that send it in. But it needs a good probability of it working out. I've kind of had that idea for a while. I just haven't actually done it. Because I get a lot of questions about different stuff. Talk about a dirt line on a side window? We're done with the side windows, though. I'm sorry. So, there's times that I used to get dirt lines in side windows. And on overly dirty windows, I would. But, like, look at when I pull the liner here. If you're talking about a dirt line coming from here, like straight across where you pull that liner, you need to flush that film a little bit higher. So after you pull that liner and it's on the inside. Celebrate post squeeze in an ape suit. I was thinking about getting a soak rope. How easy is it to use? Very, very easy to use and well worth it. The only times the soak rope really gives you a hard time is when the dash is very tight. So on this one, it's not too bad, but these corners, they'll start to pinch in. So you want to be able to tuck your film in there a little bit. I think we'll actually be okay with the way that we tuck this in, so we probably don't need the rope. I wasn't the fastest or the best at doing a towel, but I haven't really tucked towels much. Just a little bit. I generally like throw a towel over the dash, and then I'll throw the rope in. I'll like tuck the rope in really easily. Towels, for me, when I'm mobile, are a little bit harder of a thing. So I'll bring like a couple of loose, bigger towels and try and hang them up. This one's really big and thin, so it'll actually fit with all my stuff a lot better. Because normally when you get like a big microfiber towel, they're like really fluffy too, so they take up a lot of space. I like how bright it is. That's nice. I like his design. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should start opening up the channel for people to send their tools if they want to. And it'll almost be like I'm going to try and use this while I'm tinting this car, because this is what any other tinter is going to say about your tool. And they'll try and talk me through using it, somewhat. And if you'll see if we keep using it or if we just drop it and use what we normally do. I think that would actually be really fun. Dang, we should do that. If you go mobile, do you have any special bags? No, not really. Just my Explorer and then that box. That's what I throw everything in. All right, so we're doing 35. What are you? You 35? You're 50. 55. 35 is over here. See? That's all the carbon and ceramic. So when we don't do carbon and ceramic, we pull film from here. So that's this guy right here. And a cheeseburger. Do you want a cheeseburger? What tint pouch or tool belt? Avery Dennison. I really like that one. It's small and it carries exactly what you need. It's made for vinyl wrapping. So they don't really have it on a lot of tint tool sites because it's technically a vinyl product and they don't cross vinyl products with tint products. It's some weird distribution thing. I don't know. But it works really well. It's like $40. Is that what I saw was a cheeseburger? Yeah. So like, I was with my wife at Dave & Buster's, and we won a bunch of tickets, and we got like 2 of those cheeseburgers. And then it like made a good car pillow. So it was like when we were driving a little farther and stuff like that, it was just like we left one of them like in the car, so she'd like use it as a pillow, and then it's just still in there. We made a trip. I think it's still in there from when we went out to the Chicago Auto Pros class from last year, because I had to haul all my stuff out there, so we took my Explorer. Do you have air filters? Nah. No sense in getting a HEPA filter or anything. Not really. The thing is, how dusty, like, how much is your air moving? That's what I've noticed really makes a difference. So if you have, like, I've seen some places where it's just, you can see the dust floating in the air right in front of your face. That would be a problem. But even in, like, look, I've tinted in wood shops. You just let everything settle. So you open the garage door, you close it, everything just kind of settles. And then if you have any ceiling fans, turn them off. If you have any airflow, just kind of turn it off. The vents and stuff, you could leave those going. But just if you have anything blowing at the car, you'll see it like moving the film, and it'd be more irritating for that. But yeah, you don't need anything crazy. Don't get the wrong impression. Like most problems that you're gonna have with dirt is caused from your own installation. All right. Our towel is more expensive than our heat gun, I think, probably. It's no longer available? Oh, okay. Boss, what's up? You asked about the belt, I think? This guy. This is the Avery Dennison tool belt. So you have a couple of hooks, you have 2 big pockets in it, and these little handy ones, and it's all this big. Super handy. I bought, like, you can find it on Fellers. They're a US distributor, though, so I don't know. I'm going to set up a full paint booth for dust-free tinting. A paint booth would actually be awesome. They look super cool. Great lighting. And all white. I looked into them. I looked into putting a paint booth in here, actually. Not so much for the dust-free, but just because it looked awesome. All right, so this is what I mean by a soft tack on the sides. So you do your H pattern up to here, so the straight line across, and you're just gonna lightly tack it. Because if I take my film and I hard tack down here and I hard tack this, look at how much I just screwed myself. All this is locked down, and now I gotta try and shrink everything out in this. No way. You're gonna fuck it up so fast. So you're gonna be swiping it out at a bit of an angle. So H pattern, yes, but soft tack it. And then when you do that, start shrinking down that line. Start pushing things out at a bit of an angle. Then it'll make this lay down much better. I'm doing a lot of this lately when I'm shrinking, and I need to just stop. You do the work with a heat gun, and you direct things with the card. So you shrink it and press it down. As tinners, we always do this with a heat gun, like wiggle, 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 move, move, move. It's like you can just deep breath. You see, and it's lifted off. So when I'm doing like pole shrinking, just lifting it, putting a little bit of tension on it. And sometimes you can't even see exactly what you're doing. And then when you let go, like look at how much of that is already laid down. I need to take a deep breath. I'm talking too much. I got too many people talking to me in my head. Just need to take a deep breath. Hardest car to do a front windshield. anything with a really sloped windshield that's extra long. So like some vet style windows would not be super fun to do. The big old Range Rover windshields with a lot of paneling and stuff in the way are not super fun to do. Audis are generally not that fun to do. I like that heat gun better for wrapping. It blows more air. I can tell. It's definitely a little bit stronger. I keep flipping the switch though. I hate bumping it. What's the percentage? We're doing 35. We got a nice bright white towel in there right now, so you'll see it change once we finish it. So you just watch it go sideways. That's what you're waiting for. You're just waiting for it to go sideways, because then it's flat. Once it starts to create these sideways ripples, you don't want them super tight, just real, like you can just make them light. And then that means that when you do this, it'll lay flat. And you know when you've gone too far because you start seeing these points. Watch this. If I'm pressing everything down too far, see all these points here? That's not shrunk. I always have problems with the top portion. Makes sense. We'll talk about that one, because that one's not super flat. It's pretty intermediate for a top corner. So we'll almost feel like the Wagner puts more direct heat. This puts more like, I feel like this is going just a little bit slower. It gets hot, but it's going slower than the Wagner. Maybe I should go back to the Wagner for a direct comparison. It's good enough. I mean, you see we're just going through the windshield. All right, so top corners. So like I said before, some of you guys are going to go like this. Look, I got an H pattern. Lock down the sides because I don't want to shrink out the sides. Well, you're not shrinking out the sides. You're getting it to lay flat, and then you're kind of like smoothing it out so it's even distribution there. So watch. Kind of just like lay it up. You could lightly tack it down if you want to direct things a little bit better. And watch this. You can just go up the whole thing and now see how much better that looks. I wouldn't suggest going straight up like that. This is one little area that is now concerning. The way that this peaks down, there's a way that's all connecting to here. Everything's connecting to there. So you want to bring things away from it. So in a lot of cases, you can go straight up. But you don't want to, you want to keep it, keeping it even is really helpful. So your mileage will vary on that. Now watch. A little bit of pull shrinking, pull that area flat, heat it up. It doesn't even look like it's doing very much. And it's already looking a little better. Just put lots of nice even heat on it. Whole area. Ba-bam. Gone. Down. Shrunk. See ya. Gone. Bye-bye. And then for good measure, we'll straighten out that middle. So the real takeaway there is let this float. Soft tack it if you want. That really just helps direct it. And then you can put heat and go up the whole thing or keep it even. You know what I mean? So it's like you are shrinking over that edge. You just got to be careful that you're not shrinking like you're not shrinking like a sideways finger or anything like that. It's not going to like that. So we have a bit of a situation on this one. This right here. Okay, that's where it is. It's on this side. There's a little plastic piece that I have to cut around. Glove while shrinking? Yeah, there are guys that'll definitely use it. I didn't like the glove because I really like the hard card. So the hard card, that's the way like I first saw it and I first learned with it. So I had the habit of pressing my film down and getting it to lock in place before moving on to the next spot. Super chat. But you could let it float a little bit more. A glove, I never felt like I was pressing down the film very hard. So it's probably just it's definitely a personal preference type of thing. There's guys that use wrap gloves and stuff like that for shrinking. Totally cool. Jonathan with $1, thank you. Ceramic sun strips, good or pointless? Pointless. The only way you're really gonna want a ceramic sun strip is to match the ceramic on the sides, but I'll do 5% sun strips. I wouldn't suggest doing a 20% sun strip. Really, just sun strips are 5%. So having it in ceramic, it's like do the full thing in ceramic or just get a regular sun strip. It's worth it to do like the front doors in ceramic and then still get a regular sun strip. But it's really like, if you got the extra money to spend, just to make sure those films are like, you know, if you want to make sure they're the same, but you definitely don't need to. We like to call them eyebrows. Yeah, eyebrows, visors, sun strips, windshield strips. It's more of a unibrow. Maybe that'll scare people out of getting them. What are the side doors? We went with 5. 5 and 35. So this is like the darkest that I offer here. He probably would have gone with something darker for the windshield, but 35, man, it looks super good. It's plenty dark. Knocks out a lot of glare, and it's still light enough in like harsher driving conditions. 35% is like your last point of, or on the windshield, like that's the last point of entry for the sunlight. You darken up the sides, you close the sunroof, that windshield will let in a lot of light. So 35 on front doors is light, but when you match it with 35 on a windshield, it's not so light anymore. You're blocking out 65% of the light. That's where that VLT number comes from. So 5% on the sides, you're blocking out 95% of the sunlight that's coming through. Alrighty. We're just polishing these up. We got a windshield to clean. And then we'll install it. How are we doing on time? 12? We're good. We're doing pretty good. We're right on track. What do you do with the registration sticker? That's a good question. That is not a problem I have here. We don't have yearly inspections and registration stickers. They're not a thing here. You have a yearly registration that you get through the Secretary of State, but they don't make you put an ugly-ass sticker on your windshield. I would definitely take it off, though. What you could do is you could laminate it. Oh, we had some frame drops earlier. Bummer. Looks like it's good now. Definitely had some frame droppage earlier. Good old weather here. All right, GameStop check. And then we'll clean this and install it. It's actually looking like it's going to possibly spring back. The middle of next 20 mins, but when the boat we have a boat coming in. It's not getting done today, and I do plan on doing it live. I don't have a schedule for it, though. So it was kind of one of those things that I'm just trying to slot in with everything else that I have planned. Okay, what's he say? Okay, no problem. We'll be there a little later. Ooh, that's perfect. That's actually perfect. It's actually perfect. It's actually perfect. See then. Okay, cool. So he's gonna come after stream. Yeah, we're gonna have to probably park it right there. This makes me want to do my Challenger in 35, tinted by the master. Oh, Nick. Crazy doing 1 p.m. boat. Nice timing. I'm gonna wait, but I will. Yeah, we're getting boats at the same time. It's not something I'm familiar with. I know what I'm getting into, but boats are unique. It's got very curved side windows that kind of like wrap around the whole windshield. So this is going to be an interesting thing for sure. Oh, I got to cut this out real quick. We're going to do that. So I want to go live with it. I'm going to take a good hard look at it first and try and figure out a schedule, because I think it's going to have to be late. I think it's going to have to be like a late night stream. I have too many appointments and other things during the day, so it's kind of like, yeah, we'll try and get it in when we get it in. All right, so here's the tricky part about something like this is that it casts a shadow. So this little plastic bit, I have room to tuck it around here. So a light will cast a shadow and make it look like it's something else on the outside. So you want to cut inside that shadow and then take a look at it and then see where your cuts are. Don't cut right on the edge, or else you have an even light gap all the way around. I'm trying to minimize whatever light gap that we get out of this. This is definitely a factory module. I don't know exactly what it does. And since it's got the dot matrix border around the whole thing, we'll be good with just cutting around it, and you shouldn't be able to hardly see anything unless you're really looking up here for it. There, that should be good. Something like that. Yeah. Want to make sure you're down far enough. Good deal. That should be good. But yeah, they cast funny shadows. The boat was kind of funny, too. Because I gave him every out. And he still said yes. So, I'm like, all right, here's the deal. I'm really backed up right now. I'm not sure when I can get it in. But if you drop it off with me for, like, the next week, I'll work it into the schedule. I might have to do it in pieces. As in, like, do one window here, do one window there. But I'll make time for it. I'll get it in. But I'm also not really sure how the job's going to go because I don't generally do boats. So this is what I got to charge you. So all those little caveats in it. And he's still like, okay, when can I drop it off? That's like all he said in reply. Was like, when can I drop it off? And I was like, ah, shit, all right. I guess we're doing a boat now. I think he only half read the message. But we've done business before, so he's a cool guy. And if I completely flop on his boat, you know, I just won't charge him for it. And then it'll be like, whatever. He was asking me about it last year, and my great excuse was, I'm at a house. I can't fit the boat in the garage, so therefore I can't do the boat. Now I have space. And he's been here. How much did you charge for it? I quoted him $450. Which is also why I thought I wouldn't be doing a boat. I was just like, I actually like have too much other things to do. So I actually have to like fucking make time. This is not a meme. I really have a bunch of other stuff to do. I really don't know exactly when I'm gonna get it done. And I'm like, oh fuck. $450, drop it off. For a week. And I'll see what I can do. Okay. Fuck. So I do want to stream it. So if I can make enough time to stream it at night, I mean, for all I know, it could take me like 3 or 4 hours to do. It could take me 5 or 6 hours to do. Probably not. Or it could take me a couple hours to do. I genuinely don't know. Why did I pick up this one? I don't need this one. Let's put this one here. Somebody else posted a boat, and they said it was really easy, though, and it looked kind of similar to the one I did. So I was like, maybe. Are there any tint tubers you watch often? I kind of like, not exactly. I pay attention to the space, for sure. But I don't watch everybody's videos. I'm usually trying to watch other stuff, and that's because I'm trying to learn other stuff. So, like, I'm trying to, like, I'll watch other streamers and I'll Oh, I was kind of listening to a comment. Yeah, so I only like I watch a bunch of other stuff, so I do know of like all the other tint channels and stuff like that, or at least most of them. There's a lot of them now. I do notice the same issues everybody's got though. Time. You guys see it, right? You guys want to know why there's so much inconsistency around the whole category? It's because nobody's really got the time, because doing window tinting makes more than doing videos. You have to do it because you like doing it. And you need to make the extra time to make it happen. So often what happens is people are tinting, and then the tint jobs make more money. So there's more incentive to keep doing the tint jobs. You have to have a really weird person to decide to push off extra jobs in favor of doing more videos and content and stuff like that. That's me. Hi. I'm the weirdo with all the tech shit on his head because they like doing that better. I could schedule more appointments if I didn't stream right now. I had a guy ask me if I could do 4 cars in a day. And I'm just like, but am I going to be able to stream that day? I don't think so. I think I just got to do tint. But I don't want to. So then I didn't set it up. Because when am I going to stream during that? It's not going to happen. They like wanted a tint day. They like wanted to bring all their cars in, do like a group session. And it's like, I'm a really bad tint shop. I'm not supposed to turn that shit down. Somebody asked me about taillights, and I'm just like, no. Somebody asked me about a boat, and I'm like, meh. Somebody asked me about a full car. Let's go. Front doors are okay. I can do front doors. Removals? If you twist my arm really hard, it will do a removal. So I did something a little bit different on this one. I think I figured out a thing that I like to do. And that is squeegee half the windshield down, or 3/4. No, 1/4, 1/3. Squeegee 1/3. Everybody comments on your channel to pull the seals. And everybody comments on Warrior's channel to not pull the seals. Because you can't, yeah, that is really funny. You can't do anything without the naysayers chiming in. And that's on both camps. It's like, there's, the contrarians are the first to post. There's so many people that watch that appreciate what you do and then they don't say anything. And I'm one of those people generally. I'll watch a video, I'll appreciate it, and I don't say anything. And then you'll have like all the contrarians that are like, why didn't you do it this way? Why didn't you do that? Oh, how could I do it this way? Well, you should do it like me. And then they'll watch the guy do it like them, and then that's how they do it. So they don't say anything. But then the people that don't do it then chime in and are like, oh, I saw you remove the panels. Why'd you do that? So you don't have to do it on that. That's super easy. Yeah. Life's weird. I took a poll on my channel, and 75% of people tuck them. So I'd be curious to see it on other channels. I think more people tuck them than pull panels, if I had to guess, but I don't know for sure. Ooh, it's looking almost scary. We want to try and keep this. It's really going in that seal right now. But as long as this is still slick enough, we can shift it any which way that we need it to go. Yeah, boy. You kind of just have to like put your head down and then just keep doing it. Just stick to what you do best and what you know best. And you know what's best for your own channel more than anybody watching, unfortunately. But definitely take feedback. There's I'd say like the two strongest camps are like people that pull seals and people that don't. Which is funny because you could be in the middle. You could pull some and not others. And then there's like shrinking door windows and not shrinking door windows. I two-stage everything, but I pull seals on the front sides. Yeah, my younger brother, he tinted with a guy that pulled everything. And it was super helpful for him. Because what he learned, he's smart. It's like, this is the way I look at it too. He's like, there's some where it made total sense and it made the job easier. And then there's other ones where it didn't. It was just a big pain in the ass. So I'll take the easy ones all day long that make sense to pull. And then I'll forfeit on pulling all the pain in the ass ones where I have the potential to break something. Because I saw him break a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, look at that, common sense. Oh, this is where it is. So there doesn't have to be all these like hard rules. Just like do what makes sense. There's different tools for different jobs. There's different squeegees for different situations. Good amount of it's universal, but there are different situations, so. Dang! Love it when a windshield comes together. We're gonna do this one more time, real light here on the water. Give it one more good squeegee. I feel like that went well. So I did this, I don't know, I think it's interesting. You guys saw, I went through a couple stages with reverse rolling. I like pick them up, spray them, and then I started squeegeeing the whole liner down. But then I had this like revelation the other day, and I'm like, I don't have to squeegee the whole windshield down. I just squeegee this part of the windshield down, and then roll up my reverse roll, and then that leaves all this stuff loose and really easy to like peel and get in place. And then this side was squeegeed down, so it's much easier for me to keep all exact for when you're rolling it up. The liner's not slipping on you. So I've done it on about like 15, no, not even that. Maybe about like 5 to 10 windshields now at this point. I think it's the way to go for me. Little difference. Until all of a sudden it turns into a disaster one day, but. Because the tighter you keep that roll, the easier it is to get it in place. So you gotta like tuck it into this bottom wedge here. And that'll help line it up. As soon as your windshield's all lined up and you're unrolling it, everything falls in place really easy. It's like when it's not in place and you're like half rolling it on the windshield and half not. So if I'm trying to reverse roll a windshield and it's sitting up about like 2 inches off the bottom, that shit starts falling all over the place for me. Because as far as I can tell, the top is like against the headliner and stuff, so it's pulling it off the windshield. So once it's on the windshield completely, that's when it's going really well. So I set it up that way by getting a tighter roll. But it's hard for me to keep a really tight roll if I have the liner falling all over the place, because then it starts slipping. So doing half-half or a third of it locked down so you get that roll tight, go across the rest of the windshield, the liner doesn't fall everywhere. Zip. Good deal. Seems like it's a winner. I did this crazy thing with the windshield yesterday. I picked up half of it and I cleaned thoroughly underneath the glass and the tint and laid it back down and did the same thing with the other side. But that was a lot of extra time. So having a glass board to just set it on would have been really helpful. But I don't always have glass boards, so what do we do? Ooh. Oh. I always get contamination on the side corners, and I don't know why. I can tell you, because I had that problem. When you're reverse rolling, what you saw me do before I peel it, spray down your window and squeegee it. So like wipe off all that shit, squeegee it off. So all this here is very clean. That'll help the sides turn out really well on the reverse roll. Dude, this looks good. This might be the best windshield I've ever fucking done. Oh, baby. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that from now on. Wow. Dude, that turned out so good. Every little speck that I'm seeing is just something on the outside. Oh, it looks so good. Yep, I'm doing that from now on. Do that. Whatever I did on today's reverse roll, do that. Peel it in like quarters, spray it down, but squeegee it off beforehand. And then lock this section down with like one of these. So after you peel that reverse roll, lock that down, like not like, and then it'll help you get that roll, line up the liner perfect on that windshield. Bippity boppity boo. Dang! Oh, this is cool. He's gonna like this. This turned out really well. Yep, I'm calling it. I think this is the best windshield I've ever done. Sides are clean, middle's clean, no random little eyelash or anything sitting in it. Was really straightforward to do. Fuck, I forgot. You know what it is? You know what? It's this towel. It's the towel, guys. 4 exclusive ones. It was the Korea Tinter towel. He has blessed the job. 10 out of 10. Now we gotta like pull it out because we wedged it in the corner, so we gotta be really careful here. Oh wait, no, that just came out. Oh, I was nervous. We're still gonna go a little slow, right? Because wedging anything in there, wow, that pulled out good. I'm used to like the soak shield really putting a lot of pressure there. Whoops. Don't want to trip. We might have just found our towel. That just pulled right out. Oh, dang! All right. We're calling it. It has thoroughly absorbed some water. And I don't have anywhere else to hang this. So, there you go. We're covering up the geoshield. That was it. That's what made... Thank you. Thank you, Korea Tinner. You have blessed this job. Because I thought it was my technique. It was actually the blessing that we received from your towel, so... The true tint god right there. You put that in a quote and leave it as a review on the towel. Like, he said it. It's true. Better tint jobs. Good deal. Alrighty. Well, I'd say we're done. I just got to wipe a couple little things down. I got to deliver this. He's waiting up front for it. It's been real patient, but it's for a good reason, because this is a hell of a tint job on his car. So we have a stream coming up for a boat. I don't know when, so keep the bell on. And then we also have a stream for sure on Saturday. So we have streams coming up. YouTube, what? YouTube stopped giving me my super chat list. This is becoming a problem. They get rid of them after a little while, and I don't know why. So I'm scrolling through and trying to find what I can. Kendall, thank you. Lord Pisius, thank you. Ephraim, thank you. Alligator, big thank you. And Jonathan, big thank you for all the super chats. Everybody else, too. I'm really sorry. I remember there was one from New Zealand and stuff. YouTube is only showing me one in the list, and I have to scroll back through the chat, and it won't. The chat disappears after halfway, so whatever happened earlier, I don't remember. But I appreciate everybody being here. Our Facebook group has grown a lot. I should start leaving the link in the chat. I can't wait for the stream on the boat. Oh boy, I guess that has to be a thing. Groups/tinternet. All right, so I put the link to the group. We've been growing a lot, so if you're not a part of the group, please join. The Facebook group is where you can ask lots of questions to everybody else in the community, including me, and get a lot of feedback on basically anything. Everybody's nice. If they're not, they get kicked. But it's a really cool group. So join that in the meantime, and then I will see you guys for a random boat stream, probably late at night sometime. I don't know exactly when, but I'm going to take a look first, and then Saturday for sure. So I appreciate you all hanging out, and I will see you guys in the next one. It's looking good. I got a little touch up as far as wiping it, but we're going to end and finish that. Bye-bye.